In this video, I'll be talking about whether or not I think the internet is a net positive or a net negative. So, this video doesn't contain any intense research or anything like that, just my thoughts and what I've observed from the internet over the years, the good and the bad from it, and yeah, my thoughts, I guess. So, I'll start with the bad. All individuals, at least in the US, have easy access to erotic content. The internet appears to be a hub for satisfying sexual perversions undercover. This has real world effects on individuals, too. No one is ever satisfied, or no one is ever truly satisfied by indulging in their desires of any sort, which, of course, leads me to my next point. Simply using, or, well, I guess overusing, the internet is for happiness or for fulfillment or anything like that will eventually lead to a fall. I guess your emotional state will go down because really the internet is a fun thing to use. It makes you happy. And if you're up that long, then eventually you'll come down. That's just like a drug addiction. Of course, you don't have to be addicted to the internet to have the effects of it, overuse anyway. So, to be fair, I mean, even I overuse the internet, probably, particularly YouTube. So while I never really watch something purely for entertainment, but I, I always watch stuff that has useful information. I do go on the internet while I eat or while I have an empty moment. I don't really sit down and just think and relax. I mean, I guess I do when I ride my bike and stuff like that, or I'm laying down to go to bed, but it's still not. I don't just sit in my chair and think about nothing for a while, which actually could be pretty good for you, sort of like a sort of meditation. I happen to think watching something purely for entertainment or even playing a video game is an absolute waste of time to the nth degree. I just can't take it. The lack of productivity is painful to me. I can't even sit down and watch a TV show or play a video game without feeling completely and utterly useless. And I know that stuff can be apart from the internet, but the internet makes it a lot easier to access and makes it more fun, I guess. It's you don't have to go out of your room. I mean, you might have a TV in your room, but yeah, you can play video games anywhere and stuff like that. But still, I think having the internet, access to the internet, makes those things a lot easier, and thus people waste a lot more time on it. And it really is a waste of time. So I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about, or at least I think it's the last thing I think I can think about at the moment would have to be the echo chambers. And you know what an echo chamber is, right? Basically, individuals find content and friends that affirm their beliefs, and they kind of just remain in that little bubble, that comfortable place on the internet, like Twitter. So, now after all that, I personally think the internet is a very good thing. All of those negatives can be counteracted by an individual's effort to, I guess, go against those things. Those can all be, well, I just said it, can be counteracted by an individual effort, if that makes sense. I'm trying to make sense here. So, the goods do far outweigh the bads, in my opinion. The access to information is such a great blessing to modern society. I mean, I can't even stress that enough. That in itself is so important. You can learn anything you'd like. You can seek truth all day. Of course, it'll take some sifting, but it's a beautiful thing when you can just sit down and research and learn away. Truth can be exposed and talked about on the internet for the most part. Some countries restrict that kind of stuff, like China. That's why we want the internet to be completely open. And I hope the internet doesn't homogenize everyone in the world, but movements can easily arise, and they arise worldwide, and people start to think more similarly and have, I'd say, better views, but I still don't want everyone thinking the same. That's kind of worrying to me. But all in all, I think it's good. It can be used for evil, for sure, but it can also be used to crush evil. I can communicate with anyone I like, and I can seek viewpoints on any topic and build ideas. So the internet is good. I guess here I'll show you. I've had this up and you've pretty much just been staring at a screen with some tropical systems on it this whole time. And I guess I'll just go through this because what I do, well, it doesn't have a star right there. That's because I have a star on the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, a star, and that means I can just access it in my search bar. So I go to a screen like this, and you see social media, weather, dot dot dot. It goes on, and some of these I should probably remove and change up. It's a bit disorganized at the moment, and weather has like 40 things in it, but yeah, that's the thing. That's what I do. I find websites and I save the, what is this called? URL. I save this thing, and yeah, I can look at anything I want. Look at that, hurricanes. So this, of course, I think the NHC is paid for by U.S. tax dollars, and that's why you should use it if you're in the U.S. You should definitely take advantage of this stuff. Very useful information. Hurricane warnings. Hurricane coming through. Lots of rain. You get to see this, and then you have other websites. Here is, I think it's called Sun, Moon, and Earth or something, the website itself. Oh, okay, time and date, never mind. Timeanddate.com. And you can access all sorts of information. September 2nd, there was a full moon. The 10th, there was a third quarter moon. There's a new moon on the 17th. By the 23rd, it'll be first quarter moon again. So you can look at all this stuff. You can figure out, of course, this right here is local to Myrtle Beach, or on Myrtle Beach, because that's where I live. And, you know, I can see that, well, it looks like the moon will rise at 1:59 p.m. and then set on the 24th at 12:03 a.m. and it'll rise east southeast, and then it'll set west southwest, and there you go. Interesting, right? And then you know where to look in the sky, and you know what the moon's going to look like. That's what I do. I know where my house is, or I know how my house is positioned, so I know which window to look out of to find that. And then here's an interactive map. It's probably what's making my computer run a bit harder now, because it tends to do that. And you know, you can make any prediction map you want. You can say Nevada's gonna go red, Minnesota's gonna go red, and America. Yeah, you can. This is called 270 to win. Also have it saved. Oh, I guess I don't have this particular map saved, but I do have it saved. And this right here is fun. Want to learn anything about the Bible? Let's go to Genesis 1. If I can, I don't have a space. My board is broken. Genesis 1, and it went to 10. That's not what I asked for. Genesis 1. Voila, it works. It will work, trust me. And then you have anything you want. Let's find Command F. Eden. Looking for. Oh, I guess I have to go to Genesis 2. Alright, all good. So, whatever. Good enough. No, it's not. And Command F. It's not even working now. But it'll work eventually. There we go. So, here's Genesis 2:8. Sorry for the slow moment. It's all good, right? And then you can click on, this is the Hebrew for Eden. You can listen to it. It'll probably sound funny because this is a screen recording.
Strong's H, 5731. Aden.
And that's what it would have sounded like. And then you click on it. And what does? Well, Eden is actually Hebrew for pleasure. Garden of pleasure. Good to know, eh? And all the names have meanings too. Of course, Adam means man. I think, what is it, Seth? Seth is one of his sons. It means compensation. He was compensation for Abel. Where is it? I'll find it eventually also, which I don't mean to be so slow today. Nope, I won't find it. Yeah, so I would have had to go, I'd have to go to the fall, and then maybe a little past that. That's why I need to be reading my Bible, because I don't exactly remember where this is going to be mentioned, but I assume it's going to be after the fall, but not too far after the fall. There we go. So, Genesis 4:25, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, She hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. And then I guess we'll go, okay, we know that. Right? I hope we know that. And then Seth, someone give me a hard I'm really struggling with this. Seth means compensation. Compensation for Abel. Cool, right? Learn anything you want. The internet is there. I think it's amazing. I love it. Praise God, right?